My name is Erik Coelingh and I'm Dutch. Well, a lot of people, they talk about a self-driving car having to make an ethical decision. When you get in a critical situation, do you collide with the old woman on the street or with the playing children? It's a very interesting philosophical question, but I don't think that in practice it's a really big problem. I mean, the way we design self-driving cars is to make sure that the car never gets into that situation in the first place. So it's really about planning and being careful and taking it slowly in order to not get into a situation like that at all. I think the autonomous driving mode is something that for all drivers, for all different types of drivers, will provide the possibility to spend time on something else. Why do people get stressed in traffic? Because they have to get from A to B and they have to do work or they have to go somewhere. And I think a self-driving car will give you the opportunity to spend time on something else. So I think it's actually something that can make you less stressed. Because if you really have to write this email, if you really have to read this news on the web, you can push the car on automatic mode. You can spend time safely on writing your emails, reading the web. So it's actually a way of getting away from the stress, I would say. Trying to solve the problems within road transportation is very relevant, I think, because a lot of different societal problems come together there. We see huge problems with traffic fatalities. More than 1 million people a year get killed in traffic. That's not acceptable. We can do something about that. We see the problems with energy consumption. Self-driving cars, but other technologies that we're developing in Volvo can contribute to reduce energy consumption, reduce air pollution, and then also the way that people spend their times being stuck. I mean, we can do something about congestions. Well, when we talk about self-driving cars specifically, as I said, self-driving cars have the potential to address congestion, traffic safety, energy consumption. And you've seen many self-driving cars, I guess. If I say boldly, I would say it's easy to build a self-driving car. We've seen many of them. But it's really difficult to build a safe self-driving car. Making sure that the car doesn't create any new problems. Making sure that when computers crash or when technology fails, that it doesn't result in fatalities. That is a really hard problem. And if we solve that one, then we can also take the fruits that we see in the other areas. But that's the key, I would say. It's a little bit like aircrafts. I mean, if you compare that with aircrafts, I mean, they have maybe triple or maybe quadruple redundancy. Because if there's a technical fault, the plane has to fly until it gets to the airport. The car is a little bit different. If you have a fault, the car can continue, but it only has to come to a stop immediately. But you still always have a brake, always have a steering to bring the car to a safe stop.